The iPhone 18 Pro Max is shaping up to be a genuine generational leap, not a minor spec bump, not a camera tweak. We're talking about a redesign, a completely new chip architecture, and one feature that no iPhone has ever shipped with before. And the starting price? Leaks are pointing to $1,299 for the base configuration. That is a meaningful jump, which means the question every buyer needs to answer right now is simple. Is this actually worth it, or are you being asked to pay more for less than you think? Let's get into it. The first thing that grabs your attention with the iPhone 18 Pro Max is the display. Apple is reportedly moving to a true under-display Face ID system. That means no dynamic island, no cutout, no interruption, just a completely clean, edge-to-edge screen that no flagship iPhone has ever had before. That is not a small change. That is the biggest display shift since the notch was removed. And the screen itself is getting an upgrade too. We are looking at a reported 2,200 nits of peak outdoor brightness, up from 2,000 nits on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. For photographers and creators shooting in direct sunlight, that difference is immediately visible and genuinely useful. But the display is not the biggest story here. The A19 Pro chip is where things get very serious, very quickly. Apple's Silicon team has reportedly built the A19 Pro on a refined second-generation 3nm process. Early benchmark estimates from reliable supply chain analysts suggest a CPU performance gain of roughly 20 to 25% over the A18 Pro. In real-world terms, that means 4K ProRes video exports completing in approximately 30 seconds compared to around 40 seconds on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Every single day, for creators and professionals, that time savings compounds. For context, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra running Snapdragon 8 Elite is fast. But Apple's sustained performance under thermal load has consistently outperformed Qualcomm in extended benchmarks. That gap is expected to widen further with the A19 Pro. Here is where things get very interesting. Apple is also expected to push RAM to 12 GB on the iPhone 18 Pro Max. That is a 50% increase over the 8 GB in the current generation. On the surface, that sounds like a spec sheet number. But here is what it actually means for you. Apple Intelligence, Apple's on-device AI system, is RAM-constrained on current models. With 12 GB, Apple can run significantly larger language models locally without sending data to the cloud. For professionals handling sensitive documents, for creators using AI-powered editing tools, for power users running multiple demanding apps simultaneously, this is the upgrade that actually changes how the phone performs in your hands. Most buyers comparing spec sheets are completely ignoring this detail, and it could make or break this purchase for you. Now let's talk about the camera system, because this is where the iPhone 18 Pro Max takes a sharp turn away from the competition. Apple is rumored to be introducing a variable aperture system on the main camera, a first for any iPhone. On the current 16 Pro Max, the aperture is fixed at f/1.78. The 18 Pro Max would allow the camera system to shift between f/1.6 for low-light shooting and f/2.8 for sharper, more controlled daylight photography. That is technology that has previously lived exclusively in dedicated mirrorless cameras. Google Pixel 9 Pro and Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra do not offer this. If this ships as reported, Apple will have delivered a genuine industry-first feature that directly benefits every single person who uses their phone as their primary camera. And here's the part that almost nobody is talking about. Video. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is expected to support 8K video recording for the first time. Not because your TV is 8K, but because 8K video gives creators a massive crop and reframe advantage in post-production. You could shoot once and deliver in multiple aspect ratios for YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok without losing a single pixel of quality. For creators, this is a genuine workflow upgrade worth paying for. Let's be honest about the price, though. At $1,299, this is Apple's most expensive iPhone yet. For comparison, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra starts at $1,299. The Google Pixel 9 Pro XL is priced at $1,099. Both are serious flagship competitors. But here is the financial framing that matters. Apple supports its Pro iPhones with software updates or approximately 6 years. If you use the iPhone 18 Pro Max for 5 years, which millions of users do, that works out to roughly $21 per month. For a device that handles your communication, your creative work, your productivity, and your entertainment, that is a strong long-term ownership value proposition. The Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra offers 7 years of software support, which is also compelling, but Android fragmentation and ecosystem depth still favor Apple for most professional and creative workflows. Now, the verdict. And this part matters because not everyone should be buying this phone right now. If you are upgrading from an iPhone 14 Pro Max or older, this is the clearest buying decision you will face in 2025. You are jumping 2 full chip generations, gaining under-display Face ID, variable aperture camera technology, 12 gigabytes RAM, and an 8K video system. This is a meaningful long-term investment that will serve you through at least 2030 with full software support. If you're on an iPhone 15 Pro Max, the decision is more nuanced. The A19 Pro chip will be noticeably faster. The camera upgrades are real, but the 15 Pro Max is still a capable flagship device. Unless you're a professional creator who shoots video daily, or an Apple Intelligence Power user who is hitting the limits of 8 gigabytes RAM, waiting one more cycle is a financially rational choice. If you're on an iPhone 16 Pro Max, the honest answer is this: do not upgrade. You have the same camera system foundation, similar sustained performance, and full Apple Intelligence support. The under-display Face ID is compelling, but not $1,299 compelling when you already own a device this capable. Casual users who just need a reliable, fast, great camera smartphone. The iPhone 16 Pro Max will drop in price significantly once the 18 Pro Max launches, picking it up at $899 to $999 later this year might be the smartest value play in this entire market. Power users, professionals, and creators upgrading from 2 or 3-year-old devices. This is built for you. The 12 gigabytes RAM, the A19 Pro, the variable aperture camera, and the 8K video pipeline are not marketing features. They are professional tools inside a smartphone. One final thing to keep in mind before you commit. Apple's Fall 2025 event will almost certainly bring a price lock window and a trade-in program that significantly changes the net cost of this upgrade. How much your current iPhone is worth in trade-in credit will determine whether this is a $1,299 purchase or something closer to $799 out of pocket. That full trade-in and upgrade cost analysis, plus a head-to-head comparison between the iPhone 18 Pro Max and the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra that goes far deeper than any spec sheet, that is coming up next.